Yo, what's up, people? I'm here to talk to you guys about Monday Night Raw, March 17th, 2013. And I thought this was a pretty fucking bad Raw. It was very, very pathetic, horrible. I mean, is this what WWE is really giving us heading into WrestleMania, their biggest pay per view of the year? Is this really what they're giving us as far as building it up goes? I mean, we can't even have the WWE champion, The Rock, out there, and John Cena cuts a promo to start off Raw, but he's not even talking about The Rock. He gets interrupted by the fucking primetime players. Titus O'Neil is dressed like a janitor slash grandfather or whatever the fuck. And then he has a match against Darren Young. Like, how is that going to invest me into his rematch against The Rock at WrestleMania? That does nothing for me to look forward to his match against The Rock for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania 28. Or 29, excuse me. And secondly, the WWE Championship is irrelevant right now, and that's bad because it's the main championship of all of WWE. It's the title they've had for 50 plus years. It's the main championship that has been promoted from the company for years and years and years, and we can't even have the champion show up to Raw. And I understand that The Rock can't make every week appearances, and that's fine. I'm not hating on The Rock for that because I was going to expect that during this road to WrestleMania, and I'm satisfied with The Rock. I'm pleased with him because he has been able to work two straight pay-per-views in a row with consecutive matches against CM Punk, and he actually lasted in those matches for a pretty good amount of time, so I'm not going to complain about that. Plus, he's giving us a third pay-per-view match and possibly a fourth, as he's been rumored to appear at Extreme Rules. So I'm fine with The Rock. I'm glad he's back, and I'm glad he's been able to extend his schedule and do more dates with WWE instead of just for WrestleMania. Now he's actually gonna do more dates after WrestleMania, following what happens after WrestleMania. So I'm happy for The Rock right now. And in January when he first came back, he appeared on Raw for the whole month of January. So again, I'm happy with The Rock. I'm not mad at The Rock for not making appearances. It's WWE that I'm upset with, that they can't even fucking build a proper storyline right. They can't build a match right just because their champion is not there. You can still build John Cena versus The Rock. You can still build your main event for WrestleMania 29 with John Cena. Don't give us these crappy video packages from a year ago that feature everything that happened in their match last year and their build up to last year's match. That's rehash. That's the past. We're looking forward to the present, the future. Build on that. Don't build on the fucking story from last year. Nobody gives a damn about that story. What we're looking forward to now is the current story, and that's redemption versus success or greatness or whatever you're calling this year's match for the main event. I understand it's a redemption story for John Cena, but we need more for this feud to be built properly. We need more than just, oh, I need this match more than anyone else. I need to beat The Rock. No, you need to build it around more than just that. You need to build it around John Cena being more aggressive, having a more evil and dark side in him, having a more serious side in him. Make him look like he's actually desperate, because so far he doesn't look different. There's nothing that's changed about him, about the fact that he's really, really obsessed with beating The Rock. He looks the same. He looks calm. He's cutting the same usual promos he always cuts. No, if you're going to invest me for this match between John Cena and The Rock, you need to have John Cena go all out and just fucking shoot or do something to make me excited to look forward to this match. Something that's going to make me say, holy shit, I can't wait to see this match. So far, they haven't done that. They had one good promo a few weeks ago at Old School Raw where they had that little back and forth counter point, whatever the fuck that segment was, but it was good. I liked what they did there between The Rock and John Cena, and I hope we get more promos like that out of both men leading into the final weeks we have remaining before we head into WrestleMania. But this is the problem with WWE. This year's road to WrestleMania, this WrestleMania season doesn't feel like WrestleMania is coming at all. I just don't have that intensity or that energy or that excitement I had last year at this time of year heading into WrestleMania. I'm just not invested yet. I'm not interested yet. It feels like it's any typical pay-per-view coming up for WWE. It doesn't feel like it's WrestleMania. I'm not that excited for it yet. And why? It's because of the lack of build-up, the lack of hype surrounding it. And again, I'm not saying WrestleMania 29 is going to be bad, because for all we know, it's probably going to be pay-per-view of the year. I mean, it's going to be pretty fucking epic, and it's going to get the buy rates that WWE is looking to get. So I'm not bashing anything that has to do with WrestleMania. I'm sure it's going to be up there with the most buy pay-per-views of all time, or the most bought pay-per-views of all time, excuse me. I'm pretty sure it's going to draw big numbers, and I'm pretty sure the pay-per-view itself is going to be a success. But the build-up, you need to have some sort of build-up, because that's what gets the fans going. That's what gets the fans invested heading into WrestleMania, and I just haven't felt invested yet. I mean, these are mediocre stories that they're giving us. The only good, proper build-up for a match that they have going right now is between Triple H and Brock Lesnar, to be quite honest with you. Their feud has been amazing so far. And it's ironic, because I actually wasn't looking forward to seeing this rematch between Triple H and Brock Lesnar. In fact, I bashed this match happening at WrestleMania. I wanted to see Brock Lesnar versus Ryback, or Brock Lesnar versus The Undertaker. But we get Brock Lesnar versus Triple H, and I'm not upset, because they've actually done a good job of building this feud. So that's really the only very good build-up they've had for WrestleMania. But other than that, I mean, CM Punk and Undertaker has been decent, their build-up. They're using Paul Bearer, of course, and I have no problem with that, just so you could get my take on the whole Paul Bearer situation. I know other people might feel different about it and feel offended, or they may be, you know, feeling some other type of way. But as for me, you know, I'm fine with it. I understand the point. It's for CM Punk to gain more heat and be built around being more of a serious heel. So I get that. And again, Undertaker versus CM Punk might actually steal the show at Mania. It might be match of the night. So I'm not bashing their match. But I would love to see them do a little bit more in this feud, in this build-up, than just, oh, I'm going to defeat The Undertaker, or, oh, CM Punk, I'm coming for you. Don't just use the urn and Paul Bearer. I want to see, like, Punk and Taker in the ring, face-to-face, confronting each other, telling each other that they hate each other, and shit like that. That's what I would like to see. But yeah, that's the problem with WWE, guys, is lack of build-up this year for WrestleMania. It just doesn't feel like a big pay-per-view is coming. It just doesn't feel like the biggest show of shows is coming. And that's bad, because they need to do a better job at making us feel like WrestleMania is coming, which they aren't doing. And I think part of that has to do with the fact that we have part-time guys dominating this year's match card for WrestleMania. We got Brock Lesnar and Triple H, Undertaker, of course, and The Rock. These are guys that are not going to be on the shows week in and week out. They're not going to be there consistently. They're going to miss 1 or 2 weeks, you know, like The Rock has. So I think that has had something to do with the fact that the build-up has been kind of shitty, because they can't keep it consistent. I think that's what's hurting them so far, is that because Brock Lesnar can't be here in 1 week, we have to do another story for this week, and then go back to that Brock Lesnar story next week. So you know what I mean? It's like when Brock Lesnar's not there, we get Undertaker. When Undertaker's not there, we get Brock Lesnar or The Rock. And that's the bad thing about it, because in those 3-hour Raws, we're only going to get really one good build-up for WrestleMania. We can't get the 3 biggest match build-ups all in one night, and that's what kind of sucks, because we're going to get all these other filler matches, all these other squash matches, all these funny or stupid segments early on in the show, just to have the final good shit on the show at the end. And that's all we're going to get that's positive out of the show. And that's why I would like to see Brock Lesnar, The Undertaker, and The Rock, and Triple H all at Raw in one night, because that would be probably the best build-up to WrestleMania ever. But we're not getting that from WWE, because we're only getting Brock Lesnar for 1 week, The Rock for another week, Undertaker for another week, Triple H for another week, and that's going to mess up their consistency level of having back-to-back good shows of Monday Night Raw. And that's why I think that this is hurting them. They can't keep having these part-time wrestlers dominating the WrestleMania main event scene. No, because that's going to make the other roster, that's going to make their main roster look very bad. It's going to make them look irrelevant, and it's going to bury them, because when they're on TV, we're going to be like, well, what do they have to do with WrestleMania? We're not looking forward to them. We don't want to see them. We want to see Brock Lesnar and Triple H and John Cena, because those are the guys they're promoting. They're not promoting anyone else other than them. So when we see guys like Kofi Kingston or Zack Ryder or Antonio Cesaro or Wade Barrett or The Miz and guys like that on the show, we're going to be like, this is a joke. Nobody wants to see them. That's what's bad about this part-time shit that they're doing with these guys for WrestleMania. I understand that they want the buy rates and they want the ratings, but it's 3 hours of Raw now. It's not 2 hours of Raw anymore. It's 3 hours of Raw. So they have to give us a reason to want to keep watching after the first hour. And last night was bad. After the first hour, I just wanted to turn my TV off, go to sleep, or tune into another channel. I don't know, fucking World Baseball Classics are on. That was probably better. The game was better probably last night than Raw was. But yeah, Raw was just bad, and I can't believe I had to wait 3 hours just to see Brock Lesnar and Triple H have their contract signing, because that's really the only good thing we got out of the show. Yeah, we had the good Intercontinental Championship match between Wade Barrett, The Miz, and Chris Jericho, but that was only one good match out of the entire night. We didn't have any other good matches. But yeah, guys, I mean, what do you think about part-time wrestlers continuing to dominate the WrestleManias and the SummerSlams? I mean, WWE has to start thinking long length. They need to start looking into the future more, not just the present. You know, I understand what Vince's motto is. You know, he wants to make money in the instant moment. He doesn't want to think about the future, but let's be realistic here. How long does Brock Lesnar have? And how much more can he take? The same with Undertaker. The Rock, he probably has a lot left in him since he's in shape and he's stayed healthy. But other than that, you know, The Rock is not going to be here forever either, nor is he going to be a full-time guy ever with WWE. So they really have to start building other guys. They need to build a new household name for WWE, because John Cena is another guy who's aging up there, and he's not going to be there forever either. So they really need to start building guys, make them into stars after WrestleMania. Start thinking about these other guys, because I feel bad for them. Every year at WrestleMania, they're not getting any spot. They're not getting a big money match. They're not giving them a chance. So, yeah, guys, I mean, I think that's the main reason why this road to WrestleMania has been quite shitty, and it hasn't lived up to the hype. It's because these big names, these part-time names for WWE only show up, you know, once a month, and all they really do is just have one very, very good segment, and then they disappear for a few weeks until the final Raw or the final SmackDown before the actual pay-per-view, and then that's it. They have their big payoff match, and they'll probably show up the night after WrestleMania. But yeah, that's pretty much all they do with these guys, and that's bad. Jack Swagger versus Alberto Del Rio has been built great. I gotta admit that. Their match has been excellent. I mean, their feud has been excellent. I like every single thing they've done between Jack Swagger and Alberto Del Rio, especially last night when they had their brawl and they had Swagger do the real American lock or the ankle lock, whatever the fuck they call that lock, the Patriot lock, and he broke Ricardo Rodriguez's ankle. I love how they did that, and their feud has been intense. It's been fucking amazing. It feels like a real World Heavyweight Championship feud, and I'm actually looking forward into this match now. I hope it's not a 5-minute match at WrestleMania. I hope they don't do what they did with Daniel Bryan last year and they squashed Jack Swagger in 18 seconds. That would fucking suck. It would kill the Jack Swagger character right there. So I wouldn't be surprised if they did something like that. But yeah, guys, I mean, that's really all I was here to talk about for WrestleMania and my thoughts on last night's Raw. There really wasn't much to talk about out of last night's Raw other than the contract signing between Brock Lesnar and Triple H, which I'm going to get into now. And Paul Heyman is fucking amazing. Job well done in that promo last night. He was an absolute mic genius. I mean, the guy can sell. He makes everything look realistic. He's legit when he's talking on the microphone. He makes you want to watch. Like, he makes you want to be glued to your television screen just to see what's he gonna say. And that's what I felt out of this contract signing segment last night. Paul Heyman is ratings because he will literally have you watch your TV to see what he's gonna say. And that was very good stuff between him and Triple H last night. You know, first he comes out and he's teasing us. He's making us think, well, what possible stipulation could be added to this match? And he's like, Triple H is going to be handcuffed. Triple H is going to be blindfolded. Nope. Triple H versus Brock Lesnar. And the winner gets Triple H's wife, Stephanie. Nah. And then Triple H attacks Paul Heyman. Then Paul Heyman calls out Brock Lesnar. And they sort of tease Triple H again by thinking Brock Lesnar is going to get in the ring with him and fight. But Paul Heyman's like, nope, we won this round. We got what we wanted. You signed the contract, and now we're going to tell you this tip. No holds barred, and your career is on the line. That is the best part about Raw last night. That is the best thing that happened on Raw last night. And, you know, Paul Heyman just does his role so good, so well of being the antagonist. He's the perfect enemy for Triple H. He's the perfect antagonist because when he's on Raw, he pisses a lot of people off. And that's what I love about Paul Heyman. He does his job well. He does it perfectly, and I have no complaints about Paul Heyman. So, yeah, guys, the contract signing was good. Paul Heyman is a perfect heel. He's a perfect mouthpiece for Brock Lesnar. I love that guy. He's just amazing on the microphone, the way he acts. He was like, Brock, help me. You're hurting me. I hate you, Triple H, you son of a bitch. I hate you. Like, it feels real. And that's what we need to feel out of WWE when we watch it more often. We want to feel that it's real. We want to believe that it's real. So, yeah, guys, those are my thoughts on Raw last night. I hope you enjoyed, and peace out.